Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Urban Empire in Pravsburg, now playing as Dougal Kilgannon in Era 2. Alright, so we have progressed to the next era. This area is no longer about the Industrial Revolution, it is called Birth of a National Identity, which I think should give you kind of an idea that we are now moving a little bit toward Sorelia becoming more independent of the Empire. Should be fine, honestly. We are building out a new district. Oh, we have a special event. Okay, the welcome event. You are Dougal Kilgannon, the son of late Connor... What, my father died? I didn't know he was dead. I thought he just got old and retired. Your father successfully governed Connor Kilgannon... What? Your father successfully governed Connor Kilgannon. They misnamed the city after the character. Now, that's a bug. From its founding, and now you are to follow in his footsteps. Being the first in the family to receive a university degree, you look back at the hard work your father had to do to make it come true. What is the most valuable lesson you have learned from him? Hard work, persistence, grit, or integrity? I shall say integrity. And as a result, I become a bit more honest and more progressive, which is good. I like having both of those traits, so that's good. Why does it still say Connor Kilgannon? This is Dougal. I'm not really sure, actually. No idea. So our health has gone down a lot because our citizens' expectations have greatly increased, but we are no longer meeting those. So we do need to build out a new clinic in the near future. Photography. The knowledge of how to capture reality on a sheet of paper has reached your city officials. Do you want to promote the new technology, or traditional mirror portraits should now be photographs? I'm going to say we want to promote the new technology, which I imagine makes it more profitable to own a photography business, so let's do that. Yes, it does. Reduces sales demand. Again, for some reason, now it's green and not red. There seem to be little details in this game that were overlooked slightly. Kind of bothers me a little bit. Albro. I cannot modify the district until we've already voted. Never mind. Let's start with safety authorities. Actually, okay, so now that we have two different parties, you're going to see that votes are a little bit harder to come by now. The old Sorelian party is against this, presumably because it is a fairly... I don't know, actually, I have no idea what safety authorities is considered to be. Is this left wing or right wing? I don't know. Either way, odds are pretty good we're going to be okay, but not by much. Believe it or not, you have 15 council members in all parties except for the old Sorelian party, which has 16. So actually, I would think there's a very good chance that we're going to lose this, but... No, it says that we're likely to win. Let's give it a shot. Ooh, it's very close, but I think we will win this one. Very close vote. We're going to win by 1. Yes, we are. Okay. The medical sector is a wide-ranging and specialized... Oh, right. We already read this. Never mind. All right. So clinics just become better, and more people are going to be working in the clinic. This is considered a very left-wing, but not conservative or liberal position. So the old Sorelian party is right-wing conservative. Free Democratic Party is still around, and the young Sorelian Party is left-wing and liberal. To be honest, this is the party that I probably will be working with the most, just kind of based on my character development. But we shall see. Either way, better clinics, that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and vote on the new district. By the way, you can see over here that a new portrait has been added into the city council. There's my father, Connor, right there, and there I am, Dougal. And of course, as you move on in characters, it will unlock more of that stuff as we go. All right, cool. Well, let's move forward then. So, new district is here. Let's go ahead and vote on Aldbro. We will place a new clinic right over... I'd like to place it up here, honestly, so we will. Let's place it there. Confirm, propose, quicken vote, done. Tax proposal. The economy is looking good, so the old Sorelian party proposes a tax cut for the middle-class workers. The downside by doing this is that we probably are going to make the old Sorelian party more popular, but we will say a little bit. Everyone approves of this, we get a lot more goodwill, and there will be a 1% change on the middle class, so... it's not a big deal. We're still making a freaking ton of money. Kinda cray-cray, if you're thinking about it. 20 brain power is not a lot. Honestly, brain power is one of the areas where I have struggled with the most in this game. Placing enough schools in order to actually get enough brain power to really push through the technology. If you guys have any ideas on how to improve that, please do let me know. I would be very interested in hearing if there are better techniques for that. I've always thought that maybe playing as the Saint-Alliance family will help with that a lot. It's actually a very good argument for why I should be playing as them, but nonetheless, we'll move forward. Modify district, add the clinic. Of course, everyone will support this because our health is in the negative. which gives the council a better incentive to spend some of the surplus we already have on a new service. So, done. Okay, looking pretty good. Still making a fair chunk of money. I don't think I can upgrade any of my institutions. I haven't unlocked any of that yet. Unlock spying, photographer, stuff like that. How are we looking as far as schools? If I click on this, we can see the range here. Hackthorn is not fully covered by a proper education. What we could do is... Well, we have a vocational school over here. What we could do is actually raise the funding for the grammar schools, and I think that's a better solution than building a new one. Let's go to the city council. Let's go to services funding, grammar schools specifically, and we shall increase the spending. You can see here that the Old Cerulean Party and the Free Democratic Party are not as thrilled about this, but I think we'll be fine. They're not super opposed either. This will cost me a fair chunk of money. But by increasing the range and improving personal growth, I think we can improve brain power a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and propose this. It's going to cost us a lot of money to do this, but it is worthwhile, I should think. Modify taxes. Begin. Just say 1% decrease in middle-class taxes. Shouldn't be too bad, honestly. And there we go. All right. Yeah, we lose a little tiny bit of money. We lost 4,000 thalers per month. That's like nothing at all. Okay, let's take a look at the city data. Districts. Okay, this district, Ailstow, is completely blocked up by traffic, so let's go ahead and modify. Infrastructure. And improve gravel, like so. We could actually consider starting to add in gas infrastructure and stuff like that. One of the company's main infrastructure demands. Electricity also... This is a bug. It keeps saying to me that it's the electric power grid, but it's not. It's gas infrastructure. There we go. Boosts companies. Could be useful for our industry. Costs 10,000 a month. I think we can afford that. Let's go ahead and propose it. Now we can, once we hook up gas infrastructure, we can add in gas street lights, which improve the physical environment and the security of the district. Costs a little bit of money. Honestly, for an industrial sector, I don't think that's too important, so we're just going to go ahead and upgrade the roads and hook it up to a gas network. And that will be it. Confirm services, propose, quicken vote, done. Alright, not too bad. We do want to consider adding in gas lighting and stuff around the city here, though. It's a very effective way to improve the physical environment. Gas lighting all over the place. Makes the place look nice at night, too. I like that. Vote on funding change for the grammar schools. Everyone will support this, of course. Why do these people have nice fancy chairs, and the rest don't? That sounds like privilege. Or are these like the party leaders? I'm actually not too sure. Alright, well, let's modify the district. Let's improve traffic, make our industry more effective. Stuff like that. Done. Good. Okay, tax proposal again. This time the Young Cerulean Party, that's students. We will reduce a little bit with students, and this makes citizens more likely to vote for them. Okay, Free Democratic Party wins the elections, which kind of surprises me. I would have thought with a tax decrease that the Old Cerulean Party would have done better, but apparently I am wrong. Still only have 20 brain power. Still not as good as I would have liked. Tobacco licensing. Currently any shop or pub can sell tobacco. Are you okay with this? Yes, no licenses are needed. That is my view. This, of course, makes the Free Democratic Party happier and improves goodwill with them. Photography is done. Good. We have unlocked spying, furniture store, photographers, and the theater, which is good for fun, which is something we do need. Now, let's move on to Era 2 technology and see what we have available. Statuomania. University provides education to all residents. That's something I really, really want. We also have sports clubs and national romanticism. Electricity, which would allow us to have electrical lighting and also build the electrical power plant. Now this is great. This is an institution where we can hook up our an electrical power plant to the national grid and it'll actually start generating money for us. Very, very good institution. Not sure we need it right now though when we're so wealthy. Electric street lights, electric grid, free public transportation, worker transportation, tram line. Some pretty good stuff we could do there. Epidermiology. Toilet paper improves the health of all citizens. Food stores. Central hospital, another institution. Surgical hygiene, mandatory vaccinations, and anesthetic painkillers. Or representation rights. The courthouse. Law. Book publishing, Livelihood Act. Women's rights to school. Secret ballot voting, and lower class barriers. I'm going to start with the Statuomania. Reason being, if I can get a university out, that will greatly increase the brain power and allow me to get more technology faster. That's why I'm doing that. Otherwise, I would have said that if you're short on money, go for the electric grid. I have found that that works pretty well for me. It does reduce your natural environment a fair bit, but otherwise, it's not bad. Not bad at all. All right, we should have access to the theaters, yes? So let's go to Smithmere. Let's modify the district, place a service, and we shall place a theater. We shall place it right here. Big honkin' theater. It's gorgeous. We shall love it. Propose. Do a quickened vote, spend some prestige, why the heck not? Right now it looks kind of buggy, like it's just sort of sitting in between some housing, but I know that once it gets approved, it's going to demolish everything. By the way, look at the little cars going around on our mostly gravel roads. We never did upgrade the normal city to cobblestone, but we haven't needed to be honest. It's not been a high priority for us. Take a look at the city data. Looking pretty good as far as traffic. Farnham is up to 84%. Otherwise, not too bad. You actually can see which political parties have the most votes. Industrial sectors where no one lives do not have any influence on the vote. It's mostly Young Sorelian and Free Democrat. Unemployment is pretty bad in a few places right now. Where did we end up building that workhouse? Was it right there in Smithmere? It is hereby proposed that all citizens deserve a safe working environment free of lethal hazards. This would improve our citizens' security and health, but it might put a strain on our companies. This will increase sales demand, but it does increase the brain power of the university, which I want. We support this. I think we're going to pass this one. The old Sorelian party is in favor. The young Sorelian party is mostly in favor. Not by much, but a little bit. Related to monkeys, new theory denounces Genesis as a fairy tale. Yeah, that's pretty fun. All right, well, good. So where is this workshop? There you are. Optimal service range. We could endorse the service. Now, this is one feature I haven't talked about. You actually can spend some personal funds to increase the quality of a service, which is not a bad idea. So wait, how are we looking as far as unemployment then in Kilborough and Smithmere? You'd think it'd be lower. Whoops, that's the city council. That's not what I want. Go to city data, districts, unemployment. 78% and 66%. You really would think it'd be better than that. You really would. Interesting. Kilborough actually has no happiness at all right now. Something that would be worth improving. But we are building a theater. Where are we building the theater? Is right here? Yeah, that should make them happier. We'll be okay. Modify district, begin the vote. And again, I would love a skip option because it starts taking too long. Alright, well, that should improve our fun at least a little bit. We have an average city happiness of 2, which is not very high. Are there any edicts that I could pass that would be wise? Let's take a quick look-see. Ban prostitution. That wouldn't be so bad. It would reduce fun of all men, which is half our population, but otherwise is okay. We're already about to vote on the Work Safety Act. I don't care about gambling. And I don't think we necessarily need the financial aid. I haven't even hooked up water to anywhere, so let's go ahead and pass ban on prostitution. I'm not actually sure if this one's going to pass. No, right now it is not. So this is our first opportunity to actually start persuading the political parties. Let's go ahead and spin up some goodwill. Young Sorelian Party, we shall plead with you. The city really needs this. Boost them up into the swing district just a little bit. Free Democratic Party. Our economy will boost if we address this issue. That did not appeal to them too much, and it cost me 2 goodwill. Unfortunate. Not sure this is going to be enough to actually win the vote, to be honest. Yeah, I'm actually not sure we're going to win this one. If we lose, we lose. It's not a big deal. But I am kind of surprised that they are fighting me as hard as they are on this one. No institutions to spend or place, not until we get the university. I am hopeful that we will get a ton of brain power, though. Surprisingly, Edgeworth is not growing all that much. You'd think it would grow a lot faster. I'd like this vocational school to start getting more use. Ban prostitution. Actually, okay, surprisingly enough, it looks like things are swinging in my favor, so let's begin the vote. And we will win this one. Barely, but we shall win. Alright, good. So, that's done. Women are doing better in their social lives. Men are not having a lot of fun anymore, but the physical environment improves. Which is pretty decent, I suppose. Yeah, physical environment did change a little bit. Doesn't seem to have hurt our fun too much. I think we'll be fine. It's not so bad. It's not so bad after all. Okay. I would say we should place a new district, but we haven't filled out Edgeworth yet. So let's instead take a look at the city data. Districts. We could start improving some roads in a few places, like Farnham. We haven't upgraded that yet, and their traffic capacity is going way up. So yeah, let's actually go to Farnham. Let's modify the district. Let's improve our infrastructure and add this in. Now, I would be tempted to add in gas infrastructure, but we're actually going to be kind of close to adding in an electrical grid, and I think that supersedes the gas grid when you think about it. We could upgrade water pipes. This improves our health and physical environment of the entire district. It doesn't cost a ton, only 10,000. Let's go ahead and do that. A sewer system would improve the health of the district. Again, costs a fair bit of money, but let's go ahead and do it. Let's improve to cobblestone roads. So we are greatly increasing the cost of this city, or sorry, this district and operating it. But I think it's going to be worth it in the end, so let's go ahead and confirm. No new services needed. Propose. Everyone supports this. Do we want to do a quicken vote? Yeah, let's go ahead. Now notice, by the way, there's a lot of cost to upgrading infrastructure. It's going to cost me over 1 million thalers to upgrade the city district to a network. So be prepared for that. You can lose a lot of money pretty quickly by doing things like that. Now, we have a ton of money. I'm okay. But even so. Typewriter. Metal industry has acquired the city's first typewriter. The new invention is said to speed up writing and results in easily readable text. You pay a visit to metal industry to see it with your own eyes. What do you think? I recommend that all companies use typewriters. Or we need to train typists. No, I recommend that all companies try it out. Reduces sales demand for the entire metal industry. That's pretty cool. Could be good for us. Modify the district. Once again, let's do a vote. Really, really want to get this university going. It's going to be so useful. That's actually something that I postponed a long time the first time I played this game. And I kept wondering, well, why the heck is my brain power so bad? I just never built a university. It was dumb. I should have done it, but I didn't. So, I'm going to try not to repeat that mistake. Who hates you most? Growing up as a member of an upstart family, you've learned that there are many who don't view such upward social mobility kindly. Who do you think hates you the most? The elite, the lower classes, or the clergy? Probably the elite, if I had to guess. This makes me a populist. It also makes me more progressive, and the security of the elite goes down. You feel the elite are always afraid of losing their status if people's social status were dictated by merit rather than birth. Probably true, actually, in olden times. So yeah, I can totally agree with that. Church funding. The Old Cerulean Party is recommending that we increase the funding of churches. Sure, and I support it. Everyone will approve this one. That makes them happy with me. I get more goodwill. And they are... Let's see, change of opinion on the current vote. Doesn't really change the citizens' view of the Old Cerulean Party, so that's okay. And we're going to vote on this very rapidly, so that should be fine. Just trying to improve our social services. Statuomania. With the rise of national romanticism sweeping all over Europe, your city administration needs to decide how to react. What is the role model for your forthcoming university? The Austrian Empire, ancient Greece, or Cerulean folklore? Good question. I imagine this is another thing that will make the parties happy, so Austrian will probably make the physiocrats happy. Ancient Greece, the Free Democratic Party, and the Cerulean folklore will probably make both the old and new Cerulean Party happy. I'm going to go ahead and do Cerulean folklore. Let's have a little dose of nationalism in Pravsburg. And sure enough, it did make them a lot happier. Lots more goodwill, and citizens are far more likely to vote for these two parties. So that's interesting. Okay, not so bad. Not so bad at all. What else do we want to do? Let's take a look at some districts here. Okay, Darlington's up to 80% traffic. We can take a look at things like happiness here. Social life, health. Honestly, this information doesn't tell me much, I'm not going to lie. I look at this and it's like, oh, okay, data. But what do I do with this data? Not really sure. Social groups, the elite, the middle class, the working class students, and the lower class. We have a lot of middle class and working class people here. The elite are not happy. Neither are the lower. Which surprises me a little bit because there's no events here that says they should be so upset. But they're not happy being as poor as they are. Alright, political support, infrastructure, city income, business areas, city info. Yeah, honestly, not a lot of this stuff is really useful to me. Women's rights, level 1, unlocked. It is hereby proposed that women be allowed to own property. That would be great. Can I propose this? Because I'd like to. Edicts. I don't think it's an edict thing, to be honest. Could improve security but reduce fun. City curfew is a terrible idea. Financial aid costs me some money per month. I mean, there is something that should allow us to vote to improve the lot of women, right? One would certainly think. I'd like to do this. Right to form associations. I mean, I think these are things that only the council are allowed to initiate. I don't think I'm allowed to do that. So I guess I'm kind of sad that the council is not improving women's rights, because that's worth brain power to me. I would love to have it. Labor law passed. Labor unions. Civil rights. Affiliation. Minority rights. Sodomy law. Yeah. Environmental law. Everything here pretty much improves brain power. Why won't you guys propose more of these things? I want it. Gosh darn it. Vote on a funding change for churches. Alright, let's go ahead and pass that. Shouldn't be too hard. How's the new district looking? Should I expand some more, or are we pretty much done there? Let's see. Nope, Edgeworth is still not entirely filled out. And interestingly enough, some of these houses look a lot smaller to me. Are these poor houses? As opposed to this stuff over here? Possibly. Well, this district looks filled out to me, so let's go ahead and build out a new district. This one will be an industrial one. We'll place it kind of like this. And I want it to be sparse. We'll do this, I think. Up, come on. Or like that. No! Come on. Up. Why won't you cooperate? Can I fill out this entire area? I don't think so. No, definitely too big. Okay. This is allowed, though. It's not going to be a very good district, but I mean, there's some wasted land over here. I could do something more like this, though. It's alright. It's not great, but it's alright. Let's go ahead and make this an industrial zone, as we often do. Confirm, place, done, quicken vote. Thank you. Okay. Halfway done with Statuomania. Really would like to get that done sooner rather than later. Waltondale, one thing we could do here, since I did make this a dense district, is I actually could remove the industrial here and make it a proper, more specialized district. Not sure we need to do that, but we could. Begin the vote? Come on. Come on, I hate waiting for this. It's so boring. Little quality of life improvements. I don't think it's too much to ask. Alright, right to humane working conditions. This is going to labor rights from level 1 to level 2. Begin the vote. Of course, this will pass, which I think will improve my brain power ever so slightly, which will make me happy. Yes, it does. For the university, which we don't have. But the health for all citizens goes up. They demand more, but it goes up. So I think we're going to be okay. Labor safety legislations have been passed. You know, one thing we've never talked about in this game so far is winning conditions and stuff like that. If we go to the logbook, you can actually see that there are several different ways of winning the game. Science victory, for example, we could have a university. 10% of the population is student. Elite middle class and students are 50% of the population. Have all different types of educational buildings. Set high school funding to level 3. Maximum university. A total brain power of 150. Have elite middle class and students of 75%. Invent all inventions in the progress cloud, and then have your city producing 200 or more brain power and an average personal growth of 5. And there is the economic victory, which we've been doing very well on thus far. We need to have a more educated workforce. Companies on level 3 or 4. No unemployment and a booming economy. Political victories. Remarkable city is classified. Taking criticism. We've done this twice. Why, what? I actually don't know what this is. And then there's the end of time. Once you finish Era 5, you just automatically win the game. Regardless, if you can survive that long. But if we can win before that, hey, so much the better. I mean, I'll probably keep playing it regardless, but that would be kind of fun, right? Probably. It is hereby proposed that punishments for sodomy be eased. Perfect. This will increase our brain power and improve the security for everybody. If you guys don't know what sodomy laws are, basically, sodomy is homosexuality. If you are homosexual, there were laws back in the day where if you were discovered to be performing homosexual acts, then you could be fined or thrown in prison or forced to undergo certain kinds of therapy and stuff. So, yeah, this is going to be a tough issue, but I really, really want people to actually pass this. This is very important for me. So, truly there is no crime more horrible than that of sodomy. Some groups, however, are challenging the notion that practicing sodomy should be as harshly punished as it is now. There has even been vocal support in Parliament calling for the end of unethical treatment of sexually confused people. The Austrian Archbishop has called this newest development perverse and sinful. Yeah, pretty old-fashioned views there. The Conservatives are going to be the ones who fight this the most, but if I go to the City Council, I'm going to go ahead and try to appeal some people. Right now, it's actually looking pretty good for us. We might win this. If I can at least swing the Young Sorelian Party over, that's going to be good. So this is something the city desperately needs? Sure, why not? That boosts their support by 1.5, cost me 1 goodwill. Let's try to get the Old Sorelian Party to join me. Now this one I'm actually surprised about. Why is the Old Sorelian Party in favor of this? I guess this is actually considered a right-wing versus left-wing thing. I would have thought this was conservative versus liberal, but apparently not. Let's plead with them. This is what the city needs. There we go. We could plead with the physiocrats, and I guess I will. We might as well, right? Because, you know, our goodwill will reach a new equilibrium at some point. Let us invite the party leader to dinner. Council meeting. We'll invite the party leader to dinner. He respected that. Cost me 1 goodwill. Improved. I don't need to do anything to appeal to the Free Democratic Party. So yeah, odds are pretty good it's going to pass now, and that's good. That'll improve my brain power a fair bit. Why did my brain power not go up from... Oh, right, labor laws were for universities. Never mind. The Young Sorelian Party wins the elections, with the Old Sorelian Party coming in with 31%. That's pretty cool. Alright, I do need to be ending this video. I don't think we can wait for Statuomania. We're going to have to get back to that next video. So, yeah, pretty interesting developments here. We have grown quite a bit. We're kind of slowing down a little bit in our expansion. Maybe... I don't know. What are we doing wrong as far as expansion? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. There are some things we could be doing to try and improve security and stuff like that, which is not a bad idea. I could consider improving funding for the police stations and stuff like that. Or maybe we should build a fire station. We haven't done that yet. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I don't know. Aldbro is not actually growing very much so far. So that's a concern. I don't know. We'll think about that. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I, as always, will see you guys next time.